Among them is the Labour MP for Aberavon, Stephen Kinnock, who's been in a meeting this afternoon and joins us now. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hello.
You've been meeting, I understand, with the David Lidington, who's basically the Deputy Prime Minister, and Gavin Barwell and the Environment Secretary, English Environment Secretary, Michael Gove. Can you tell us what was discussed?
We had a very constructive conversation. They were very interested in the Norway Plus option, Common Market 2.0, as we're calling it, which has been something I've been campaigning for 2 years now, basically for the UK to leave the European Union and go into the European Economic Area like Norway is and stay in the single market and keep a really close relationship, but still leaving the political institutions. And it's an option that has got a lot of support across the House and has gained a lot of support in the last few months. I'm part of a cross-party group with a Conservative MP, Nick Bowles. We co-chair this Norway Plus group. And I think the cabinet ministers that we met with today, I met with other Labour colleagues today, was very interested to know how this would work, needed to understand a little bit more exactly what we were proposing, and we had a very constructive dialogue about finding a pragmatic way forward.
People might find it a little odd that your own party leader is asking you not to have those meetings with senior government ministers because Theresa May won't rule out no deal. So are you defying your own party leader to go to those talks?
Well,
and should he be having those talks himself?
2 points on that. One is I actually only found out that he'd sent that message out about 10 minutes before the meeting was due to start.
But you already knew that he was not willing to talk to Theresa May himself unless she ruled out a no deal. So you're still going against what he's doing.
Well, that instruction hadn't come through. But yes, I mean, the second point is that we took the opportunity to convey a very clear message to those cabinet ministers that they must tell the Prime Minister to take no deal off the table. So this was actually an opportunity to sit down face to face with key members of Theresa May's cabinet and convey precisely the message that Jeremy Corbyn is conveying. I personally think that it's best to sit down around the table and have this constructive dialogue because the country is in crisis. This is a political and a constitutional crisis. And as I have been quite consistent over the last 2 years offering a solution to this crisis, I think it's right that we had an opportunity to talk about it with
I'll come back
Cabinet.
to that in a second. First, I just want to mention that Theresa May herself has written to Jeremy Corbyn this afternoon saying she doesn't have the power to rule out no deal under terms of Article 50 or the Withdrawal Act. She can't do it. So why is he trying to say, take it off the table? And she's saying, we haven't got the power to take it off the table. People are very confused by this.
Yeah, I'm afraid that Theresa May is just wrong on that because the terms of Article 50 are clear. The UK government can at any time request an extension to the Article 50 process. So the one thing we could
That's
certainly
not the same as ruling out no deal.
Well, it certainly rules out us crashing out on the 29th of March if she asked for a one-year extension.
On the 29th of March, it doesn't rule out not crashing out.
Well, I mean, if we can't find a deal, if let's say we get a 6-month extension, if we can't find a deal in 6 months, then Parliament, which is already, I think, being held in a very negative light by large numbers of people across the UK, would really become a place where we're not able to do anything and not move forward at all. So we've got to find a constructive way through this. There is a way for the UK government, if necessary, to request an extension to Article 50. But in fact, the Norway Plus option that we're proposing doesn't even require that. We just need to change the political declaration so that we change the future relationship and leave the European Union in a smooth way that keeps that market in place.
Can I ask you about something else? Because you are the MP for Aberavon, so you obviously have been campaigning a great deal for the Petolbert, for the steelworks, for Tata Steel. We've had the news today that the Wilva Newydd plant may not have been technically scrapped, but it looks as if it may not go ahead. So that obviously has implications for the steel industry. I just wondered what your thoughts were on that. Yeah,
I think it's very worrying indeed. And, I'm a supporter of nuclear power. I'm a supporter of having a good energy mix where we bring in renewables, we phase out carbon burning. And I think one of the incredibly most short-sighted decisions that this government has taken was to refuse to support the Swansea Bay tidal lagoon, which also would have been very beneficial for the UK steel industry. So I think this is a blow for the steel industry, and it's a blow for the future of our energy industry industry more broadly. I really hope that we can get some clarity. We need to digest exactly the implications of what is being announced today. But I do find it deeply troubling, because we've got to find a way forward for our energy policy, which is clean and green and competitive.
Okay, is it the time the government looked at a new financial model and started putting more money into nuclear, because it would involve taxpayers' money after all?
Yeah, but I think these are investments which actually pay back. They pay back in terms of jobs, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of the supply chain, and in terms of protecting the future of our planet. So I think we've got to change the mentality in the way that government thinks that austerity is self-defeating. Not investing in our infrastructure, in our energy policy, is short-sighted, and in the end it doesn't generate growth, doesn't generate well-paid jobs, which in the end means less money for the exchequer. So I think we've got to have a more investment-driven economic strategy.
Thank you for joining us. That's the Labour MP for Aberafon, Stephen Kinnock.